welcome to another video here from the Kaye Co. My name's Chris, I'm your host on these videos. Today we're welcoming Dan Thomas, Sales Director for the Kaye Co, business partner with Jason. Today we're going to be looking at plans for 2026 for the company, all the new bits that they've got coming up, and then information for how you, future customers, can get involved with the different projects that they're doing here. So we're going to start off by just chatting a little bit about the plans for 2026. What would be your views for what you're looking to have the business doing in this year?
Well, a bit of an ambitious plan this year. From what we did in 2025, in a nutshell, is we want to double our revenue for 2026, double our profitability and our net line. And as ever with all these things, making sure that we nail our costs, because that just absorbs your margin and erodes your net profit. So it's a bit of an ambitious target. We've got a 5-year plan, and this is kind of year 2 of that plan. But yeah, in a nutshell, without talking about figures and all the rest of it, it's to double the revenue, double the profit, while minimising company costs. So that's the direction for this year.
Obviously, part of what you do, you build up partnerships, whether it be with merchants or individual sellers. Have you got any new partners that you have coming into the company?
Yeah, I mean, so 2025, am I allowed to name merchants? So we did a hell of a lot with Travis Perkins. This year, we are going to build upon Travis Perkins. Again, we want to get as many salesmen as possible, but we are, spreading our wings a little bit. We've started spending quite heavily with juicers, and South Coast as well. We want to really look to injecting some sales into them as well. So yeah, we've got some smaller suppliers like Sydenham's that we've just started a relationship with, and that's what it all boils down to is, us being ex-Travis, it's very easy to deal with Travis. We know how they operated. We knew the right people to talk to. So that was an easy win. But more and more people are now knocking on our door as opposed to the other way around. So with the level of sales that we do, there is a hell of a lot that we can give to local merchants. And yeah, if we do hit our 2026 target of doubling our revenue, then there's going to be a hell of a lot of sales for the local area. But yeah, that's kind of the direction that we're going in at the moment. And yeah, there's lots of reps knocking on our door trying to win our business. And there's 2 things it boils down to, Chris, is the fact that it's price, which is king most of the time. It is very, very important. But service is the thing that we really, really rely on, because if the service is bad from the merchants, it all falls on us. So yeah, price is one thing, and look, we don't mind spending a couple of pounds more occasionally if we have to, but service is got to be paramount. It's what our business has been built up on, is creating these relationships with builders that a lot of the merchants have struggled to do because they've got 110 things to do. We've just got a customer and a project, and so working in tandem with those builders. We don't have all the rigmarole of fire door checks and loading lorries, ordering stock, sorting out audits and all. We don't have any of that. We are very just 100% focused on customer and their experience and their journey. So that's kind of what we're looking for.
So that's the big benefit for any future partner that would like to work through you, is that you take the hassle.
We take the hassle
off of them,
and we've got the time to do it. As I just said about not having the day-to-day rigmarole of running a branch, we've got the time that we can actually spend some real quality time with customers, and coming on this side of the fence now, no longer working at a merchant, it's even more important, and you really get to know what your customer wants. And we're not a merchant as such. We are basically in tandem with that customer, so we are effectively their buyer, and we take that stress completely out of their day to day. You could, as a builder, send 5 quotes to 5 different merchants. you'll get a price back really quickly from one. You'll get a price that comes back that's just, not where it needs to be, and you'll get quotes that just don't even come back. And if you're the builder having to chase those quotes and spend half your day chasing for prices, organising materials, making sure they turn up on time, we just absorb all that pressure, so the builders can do what they do best, and that is building.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it saves people a lot of time.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it can be a bit of a difficult concept for people that haven't experienced us before, but as soon as they're on board, they don't go anywhere. And all that happens is we become part of their business, as opposed to just getting a price from a single place or a single merchant, and operating in that way like all the other merchants do. We are literally a one-stop shop for builders, and they love it. They once they understand the concept, they don't go anywhere because we make life so easy for them. So yeah.
Yeah, win-win for everyone.
Absolutely, it's a win-win for them, win-win for us, and it's fantastic. It's great.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Yeah, I mean, because obviously, you mentioned the merchants there, but you also have very specific product companies come in, like Liquid Roofing Systems.
Yeah.
We've just had a chat with Emma from
Absolutely,
WCS,
yeah.
and they really like the fact that you are so hands-on with the clients and you build up those relationships.
Yeah, and our industry is built up from relationships, not just with customers but with suppliers as well. Travis Perkins get a very heavy amount of our spend because we've got the relationships there. So, if there's any merchants out there that want to get in contact with us and start that journey of forming a relationship, we've got the sales. It's just whether they want it or not. So, it's great.
So I mentioned there about LRS and WCS.
Yeah.
Is there any other sort of specialist companies that you could mention that offer something?
I mean, we deal with people like Howdens. They're quite specific in what they do. They do a little bit of bathrooms, but predominantly their kitchens. And not ever really getting involved with kitchens before I started this with Jason. At Kaye Co, kitchens were really difficult to get your head around, but they make it so easy for us. We've got a young lady called Emma who really looks after us, and if any merchant was to take anything from how they operate, be to really look at getting some Howdens employees in, because they chase every quote, and merchants, they very rarely do they ever chase you for the quote. They just give a quote and they think that's half their job done. But actually, you don't ask for the order. You 9 times out of 10 you don't get it. And again, merchants are so busy on a day-to-day basis, they probably haven't got time to chase their quotes. But Howdens have really got that nailed. They'll send a quote out within 24 hours. They're chasing, how do we get on? Can we sharpen pencil? Can we do a bit more? Did you like the plan? Can we change it? And they're all over us. It's great. I mean, we probably do 8 to 10 kitchens a month, and that's become a massive part of our business. And the process of looking at a kitchen between plan stage and actually executing it to get it on site, it's not like ordering 10 bulk bags that just turn up on site. That's very transactional. Whereas the service that you require from somewhere like Howdens is a journey that goes through, and they've really got it right. I would say that from dealing with quite a few different bathroom companies, they've got the hunger to try and win business, and we like that. That's what we thrive off. So again, it's another relationship that is really, really important to us. So,
okay.
So
you just mentioned there a few times about being on site. You've recently set up another section of the business where you do team up with companies and you do work on site with them. Could you give us a bit more information about that?
So we've got a small team of guys that are currently working up in Guildford. They were, a customer of ours that just, predominantly bought lots and lots of materials from us, and they got onto us and said, look, do you know anyone that can help us with this project? And it's a part of our business that we're still learning. We're still fine tuning it, but we've got 3 or 4 guys that currently work up at Guildford, and they're on site basically doing a load of construction work for us. So we look at labour costs, we look at how efficient we can be, we give a price out like any other builder does, and you know, we've now got a little small team that we're hoping to expand upon to take on more projects. We put a budget in for this year for construction, and yeah, it's just something that we need to work towards. But you know, only being in the interior world, I understand that how difficult it is for builders to get their price right. You know, we've lost quite a few jobs, but we've gained a couple as well. And you know, people are very price sensitive out there. But also, we're not just going to, you know, price it so that we win the job, because you know, so many things go wrong on site, and we never, as a merchant, really understood that. But you know, as soon as you go a day over what you thought you were going to, you're eating into your profit very, very quickly. So I understand, you know, these construction companies that, you know, do fall on hard times, because you know, things can escalate and fall apart very, very quickly. But yeah, so as I said, we've got a small team of guys that are on a job at the moment. We are looking to expand that, but we're also learning, so we're not just going to completely jump in, chuck 15, 20 guys out there to try and do construction work. We need to learn, as well as you know, getting these guys to go from one site to the next. So yeah, it's a bit of a learning curve for us, but yeah, we're excited. You know, we want to build houses in the future, and this is the first step to get into you know, that future dream of, you know, also being a very large construction company as well as a material solution company.
But that will help the whole business grow and help
Absolutely.
achieve your target for the year as well.
Yeah,
So you're sourcing the products for you.
It's part of our budget, so you know, we've got to aim for that, and you know, I'm confident that we really will. So
no, fantastic. Yeah, so exciting times ahead for
very exciting. It's there's an awful lot going on. There's quite a few moving parts to everything, but yeah, it's very, very exciting, and you know, we've got a sort of 5-year plan. Part of that is to have our own proper full house building construction company one day. That's always been my dream. I know it's not necessarily Jason's, but he's also very excited about doing that sort of thing. And you know, yeah, we'd love to have a company that's able to, you know, build 10, 20, 40 units a year. And yeah, it's something that I've always wanted to do. It's been a dream of mine, and that's kind of how I fell into this industry in the first place.